At the center of St. Peter's Square, a metallic tensile structure dominates the scene, hastily decorated with a tubular light, underneath which stands, disturbing as totems, a few horrible statues that no one endowed with common sense would dare to identify with the characters of the Nativity. The solemn background of the Vatican Basilica only serves to augment the abyss between the harmonious Renaissance architecture and the parade of anthropomorphic bowling pins. It matters little that these atrocious artifacts are the fruits of students of an obscure art institute. Whoever dared to put this together, this affront to the Nativity, did so in an era that, besides creating countless monstrosities of pseudo-art, did not know how to make anything beautiful or that merits to be preserved for posterity. Our museums and modern art galleries are overflowing with creations, installations, and provocations born from sick minds that straddle the 60s and 70s. Paintings that are impossible to look at, sculptures that cause disgust, works of which it is impossible to determine either their subject or significance. Nor were the churches spared. Even they are overflowing with such works, always stemming from these unpropitious years, imprudent contaminations produced by quote-unquote artists, appreciated more for their ideological and political affiliation than for their actual talent. For decades, architects and craftsmen have been making horrifying structures, furnishings, and sacred ornaments of such ugliness that they leave the simple disgusted and scandalize the faithful. From this same evil root, there has also stemmed in our Bergoglian migrationist quay that bronze barge that is the monument to the unknown migrant, which now disturbs the harmony of the right side of Bernini's colonnade, and whose oppressive weight is making the very cobblestones sink to the consternation of the Roman people. It should be recalled that this year's blasphemous nativity scene was preceded by the equally sacrilegious one of 2017. This anti-nativity scene, carefully planned and premeditated according to the dictates and doctrine of Pope Francis, was supposed to depict alleged works of mercy: a naked man lying on the ground, a corpse with a dangling arm, the head of a prisoner, an archangel with a rainbow flower garland, and the cupola of St. Peter's shown in the ruins. Similar attempts in which the Nativity is taken as a pretext to legitimize very unhappy experiments have been the torment of many of the faithful, forced to endure extravagances of the clergy and their craving for innovation at all costs, the deliberate will to profane precisely that which is sacred, separate from the world, set apart for worship and veneration. Ecumenical nativity scenes containing improbable moss, immigrationist nativity scenes depicting the Holy Family on a raft, and even nativity scenes made out of potatoes or scrap metal. By now it is evident, even to the most inexperienced, that these are not attempts to update the Christmas scene, as the painters of the Renaissance or the 18th century did, dressing up the procession of the Magi with the costumes of the time. Rather, these are the arrogant imposition of blasphemy and sacrilege as an anti-theophany of ugliness, the necessary attribute of the evil one. For the full letter by Archbishop Vigano, please see the link in the description to LifeSite News, and stay tuned for Part 2.